Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening. Just confirm me once. Good evening. So, yes, so in this week, we are rescheduling it a little bit. We will be having this session at this 7 p.m. for this week and perhaps the next week due to some other uh, work also. So, in this week, we have just shifted this time to 7 p.m. and I think it will be comfortable for all of you. We are starting a little bit late, but from tomorrow, we will be starting on time at 7. Okay, so yes, so good evening and welcome to the session. Now, today we are going to discuss some of those topics which has been there today also, and one of the topic which was there last day also, but that was a very much important topic, so we are going to cover it. There are 4 topics which we have taken for today. One, we have this cadaver donation. There is a very important article in this Indian Express today that is about cadaver donation. Although it is simply about some hospital, it is the case study of some hospitals, but we are going to see in general about this cadaver donation, that what is this percentage of cadaver donation in India, what is the use of this. You might have seen one thing in common in this year itself. In this last 3 to 4 months itself, we have discussed about organ donation 2-3 times. So from there you can get the idea that how much this topic is there in the news. We have discussed about the National Organ Transplantation Organization also. Okay. We have talked about this donation in India, the trends of donation also. And now there is another thing, cadaver donation. So we are going to see what exactly is cadaver donation, what is its percentage in India, and what are the different issues with respect to it. So that is one thing which we are going to discuss. The second topic which we are going to discuss is Quad meeting outcome. We have discussed about Quad in the past also, that what is Quad, what are the members there, who are the members there. So that is one thing which we have already discussed. Now in today's session, we are going to focus on that what has been the outcome of this meeting. So that is second part which we are going to see here. Third important dimension is Indo-Pacific economic framework. India has recently signed one of the pillar of Indo-Pacific economic framework. So we are going to understand what exactly is this Indo-Pacific economic framework and what are the different pillars, how it is different from any other such economic framework. That is also something which we are going to discuss. Then we are also going to discuss about one more thing. A very important judgment of Supreme Court is there on child pornography. So there have been some new rules, or you can say that new changes which has been introduced by the, or which has been said by the Supreme Court. So we are going to try to see that also. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss. Let us first start with the cadaver donation. But before that, some questions are also there. Let us try to solve them and then we will come to the topics. So this is one thing. Who among the following are members of GST Council? We have seen this question earlier also, but try to answer it once again, that who of them are members of this GST Council? Option 1 is Union Finance Minister. Option 1 is Union Finance Minister. Then we have Chief Minister of all states, Chairperson of Central Board of Excise and Custom. So who all are members of this? Who all will be member of this organization, GST Council? Good evening. So who are the members of this GST Council? I think all of you have solved this question earlier also. We have discussed this topic in past. I think all of you can answer this. Yes, so one answer is C option 1 and 3. Other people, what will be the answer here? So yes, like okay, 1, 2 and 3. D option. See, if we look at this GST Council, we have seen first thing is this is a constitutional body. This is one thing which is a constitutional body. Then we have talked about its members also. There we have seen that the Union Finance Minister, he would be there. Union Finance Minister would be there as the chairperson also. He would be there as a chairperson also. So that is one thing which we know, that Union Finance Minister is going to be there. The second thing is, it is not the chief minister, rather than that those ministers who are in the charge of finance ministry or revenue ministry at the state level who will become part of it. So it is not chief minister of all the states. Rather than that, we will have finance ministers. Okay. Finance or revenue minister of states. Revenue ministers of state. Okay. Now see here one thing. Like suppose that if there is any such a state, let us say that if there is any such a state where chief minister himself is also in charge of finance or revenue, then he can also become part of it. Otherwise, normally the finance ministers who are there, they will be becoming part of this. Then third is chairperson of Central Board of Excise and Customs. They are ex officio members, so they will definitely become part of it. The answer here will be C, that is 1 and 3 only. Okay. So that will be our answer, 1 and 3 only. Coming to the next question. Consider the following statements with respect to Financial Action Task Force. In the last week, we have discussed about this topic. So first statement is, it is an initiative of G20 countries to counter money laundering. Second statement says, only nations can become a member of this group. Third is, if a country has been put in blacklist of FATF, it cannot receive funds from any global banks. Okay. So tell me, how many statements given above are correct? How many statements are correct here? The first one is saying, it is an initiative of G20 countries to counter money laundering. Second is saying, only nations, only the countries can become part of this organization. Third is saying that if a country has been put in blacklist of FATF, it can't receive funds from any global banks. So what will be the correct answer here? What will be the correct answer? Question is tough. I think it is easy one. But you will have to think about this question. You will have to think about the statements. Okay, maximum answers are coming B, that is only 2. Okay. Anyone else? A option. Okay. B and A. Dekho. Let's start this first. It is an initiative of G20 countries. We have seen it there that it is not an initiative of G20, rather than that it is an initiative of the G7 countries. The G7 countries, not the G20. So here we have G7 countries who have formed this Financial Action Task Force in order to counter the money laundering. So this first statement is incorrect. First statement here is incorrect. Second is saying only nations can become member of this group. We have seen that even the European Union is a member of it. European Union is also a member of it. We have seen that in the previous class also. So not only members, some groups are also part of it. So second option is also incorrect. Now coming to the third statement. And I think most of you might have thought that this one is the correct one. But do understand one thing, this is also incorrect. See, it says that if a country has been put in blacklist of FATF, it can't receive funds from any global bank. That is an incorrect statement. See, if a country has been put in blacklist, it simply means that now the World Bank or any such institution, it might have some concern. It might say that, okay, we will give you at higher interest rate, or change this, then we will give you bank loan. But it is not any kind of restriction. It is no kind of restriction. It is just a hint to the global agencies or other that this country is leading to leading to this money laundering or other things. But that is not a restriction that it will not get any such loan or fund. So that third option is also incorrect. The answer will be D, that is none. Okay. So here the answer is D option, that is none of the above. So this will be our correct answer. One more thing. This is a question from this prelims examination itself. Okay. Which of the following statement is are correct regarding the Monetary Policy Committee? Okay. It decides the RBI benchmark interest rate. It is a 12-member body including the governor of RBI and is reconstituted every year. Third is, it functions under the chairmanship of Union Finance Minister. So this is a question from 2017. I think now you can answer this one. It is an easy one. It is a relatively easy one. I think most of you can answer this. I think a few people are missing today. Last day we didn't have this class and the timing is also changed. So those who have missed it, again I am saying that for the next 2 weeks, that is this week and next week, we will have this class at 7 because of some other issues. Yeah. So at 7 p.m. we will having this class for the next 1-2 week, and then we will resume back at the original time if it is not comfortable for many. Otherwise we can continue with this time also. Yeah. So one answer is B option. Ashish, tell me what will be the answer. Ashish, Poonam, Bittu, Jyoti, Ritu, what will be the answer here? Yeah, I'm getting one answer as A. Okay, Harshit, I will keep that in mind. Yeah. Option A, that is one answer from Aparna. Option D, anyone else? C option. So here we have got the diversity. A, B, C and D. All 4 options are there. Now, if you look at this, the first one is it decides the RBI benchmark interest rate. We have seen there should be no doubt in this one. There should be no doubt in this one. It is the one deciding the rates. It is the one deciding the rates like repo rate and all other things. The first option here is definitely correct. It is no problem. Second is saying it is a 12-member body including the governor of RBI and is reconstituted every year. You know that it is a 6-member body, 3 from RBI side, 3 from government side, okay, or government nominated. So this second option here is incorrect. It is a 6-member body, not a 12-member body. Okay. Then third is it functions under the chairmanship of Union Finance Minister. No. Who will be heading this? Can you tell me who will be heading this? Who will be heading this? Union Finance Minister will not be there. The RBI governor will be there. Who will be in charge of this? The third option is also incorrect. The correct answer here will be A, that is one only. Okay. Yes, correct. It is RBI governor who will be in charge of this. So now, here the answer is A, that is one only. So now let us start some topics which we have to see. The very first topic is cadaver donation. The very first topic is cadaver donation. So see, what exactly is cadaver donation? We have talked about organ donation in past also, that what exactly is organ donation and what are the trends also that we have seen. But if we talk about cadaver donation, what does this mean? Okay. Cadaver donation means donation of the entire body, donation of the entire dead body for medical training, for medical training and study. Means you might have seen, there is a very popular movie also. You might have seen, there was a movie, Munna Bhai MBBS. Okay. So there you might have seen that Munna Bhai was calling his friend Circuit that he needs a body. Okay. He needs a body in order to continue his studies. Then they kidnapped someone and brought in for their surgery and everything. So that same thing is there. This cadaver donation is given for medical study. It is provided for medical study. So this is one thing, that it is a dead body which is donated. It is a dead body donated for medical research and training. Donated for medical research and training. Okay. Medical research and training. Okay. See, there are two types of donation. One is donation of the body organs. Okay. One is the donation of body organs. I am coming to this, how much time and everything is there. I will come to that part. Let us see one by one. So there is one part, organ donation. Some people donate their eyes, some people donate their heart, kidney, liver, etc., etc. So we have seen that previously also. But cadaver donation is an entire body donation. There won't be disfigurement or there won't be autopsy of that body. That body needs to be a complete body without any such surgical operation or without any other donation. The entire body is donated in form of donated in the case of cadaver donation. The question is like why we are donating it? The donation is mainly done for teaching medical students, training surgeons, research, testing medical device, etc. Suppose that if surgeons are there, they have to know that where they have to cut in the body in order to operate on various organs. Like suppose if someone is going for surgery, doctor will make a cut in their body in order to see the different organs or to operate the different organs. Now, if they don't have the practice, that where exactly is kidney or where exactly is liver or other things, it may be quite dangerous. So for training of them, the real human body is provided. A real human body is provided so that they can have the real exposure to this. So that is one thing. Even new therapies are to be tested. The surgical instruments are to be tested. So for that, a cadaver donation is required. Now the question is, like you were asking, how much time is there? How much time? Within how much time it can be donated? And there is another part, who can donate it? Who can donate it and how much time? Okay. So see, the time ranges from 3 to 5 hours. 3 to 5 hours, that is the time where the persons have to give the body to the nearest medical institution. Okay. That has to be done within 3 to 5 hours. And maximum, in some cases, maximum 8 hours. Maximum 8 hours. Okay. Now, there is also a thing that sometimes there is very little chances of providing the body within this time frame. So some people also go for keeping the body in mortuary. Okay. In the mortuary, if they are keeping the body, or if they are like preventing the body from decomposition in ice slabs or ice rooms, then also it can be donated a little bit later also. But maximum, it is said that normally 3 to 5 hours or maximum 8 hours, this is the time when people have to donate their body. How and who can donate? Okay. See, there is first thing that a person can pledge. A person can pledge for it. A person can pledge that yes, I am going to donate my body. Let us say that someone is saying that I am going to donate my body after my death. So that is one pledge which people can take. Otherwise, there is also a possibility that if someone is dead, their family members can also wish to donate the body of the dead relative. Yeah. So they can also, the family member can also sign a consent form, and then they can, like, even the family members can also do. Okay. Family members can donate. family members can donate. Now, generally what is seen that in cadaver donation, most of the people can donate their body except some people. Most of the people who are above the age of 18 years, they are generally going for cadaver donation, or they are generally allowed for cadaver donation by most of the institution or most of the hospitals. But in some other cases, even a little bit lower age persons can also be allowed. Now the thing is, who cannot donate? Who can't donate? Who can't donate? Those who are suffering from viral infection. Like suppose if someone is suffering from any viral infection like HIV or COVID, so they cannot be donating their body because there is a chance of contamination. There is a chance of further transmission of the virus. So those who are having this issue, that they have died due to viral infection or something, they cannot donate their body. That is one limitation, that who cannot donate. There is another part. Suppose that someone has donated their organs and then they are donating for cadaver, that cannot be done. Those who have donated organs, they cannot. See, if someone is suffering from heart failure or any other disease, they can still give their body. But those who are suffering from viral infection, they cannot. Because viral has a chance of getting spread, getting contaminated. So that is one of the very important part which you have to understand, who can donate, who cannot donate. Now, suppose if someone has undergone autopsy, like suppose that if there is a death of person, those dead bodies or those who have gone under autopsy, suppose that if someone was murdered and after murder there was a post-mortem also or autopsy also. So those whose autopsies have been done, those whose post-mortem have been done, they cannot also be donating. Because cadaver donation means you don't have to change anything in the body. You have to give the entire body as a donation. So those who have undergone autopsy, they cannot also donate it. Can you tell me how many cadaver donations might be happening in India per year? Annually, how many cadaver donations might be happening in India? We have a population of 1.4 billion people. 1.43 also. They can still donate. Those who are suffering from sugar or cancer, they can still donate. Moreover, their donation will help the people to understand the disease also. How many people might be donating the body, the cadaver donation? Any idea? How many people might be donating? 5 lakh. 5 lakh people in India donating body. Then Munna Bhai would not have been in that much problem. He was not getting even one body for study. See, in India we have donation of, like if we talk about how many donations have been done in 2023. In 2023, just approximately 1030, approximately 130. That is the number which has been donated in the entire country. In case of 2022, it was 941. So our number is very much small. Our number is very much small. It is very minute number or very meager amount. Yeah. It is a very small number. We have just around 1000 donations per year. And that too is an increase. That too is an increase because it is like approximately 1000 in 1.4 billion population. And that is the highest number. That is the highest number till now. That we have achieved the highest number, that is 1000. Okay. So this much lesser number of cadaver donation is there in India. Okay. If you compare it with other countries, India has 0.05. India has 0.05 donations per million. Means per 10 lakh people, only 0.05 people are donating the body as a cadaver donation in India. In case of Greece, it is 6 cadaver donation. In Spain, it is 32. And in US, it is 22. So in United States, per million population, 22 body are being donated. In Spain, it is 32 body per million. And in Greece, it is 6 donors per million. But in our country, it is not even 1. It is not even 0.1. It is 0.05 per million. That is the number of donation in India. Okay. So cadaver donations are very much low. Why this topic is there in the news? Recently, a leader, Sitaram Yechury, was dead. So he has donated his body as cadaver donation. Okay. So that's why it is again there in the news. Some of the institutions, some of the hospitals are trying to do various awareness program in order to get the donation. Now, why it is not there in India? It is simply like the relatives, the family members are not ready to like give the body of their relatives just for having this medical study or all. Normally, we have a cultural this tradition that last rites has to be performed in a good manner. But in the case of cadaver donation, that last rites is not being performed. Hence, very few people are donating the body as cadaver donation. So that is one of the major cause in India. Second thing is awareness is also not there. Third thing is, even if someone is pledging to donate it, then the next thing is who will be informing it? Will the family members agree after the death of a person that suppose if there is one person, he has made a pledge that I will be donating my body after death. But his family members might not agree after his death. That is also one of the situation. Third is suppose if there is even agreement among the family member that they are going to donate, but still how much far away is the hospital or how much far away is the place where they can donate the body, that also matters because this is a time sensitive thing. That within 3 to 5 hours, it has to be donated. And think about it, if someone is dead, within 3 members, the family members will have to decide if they want to like give the body of the dead relative to hospital. So that is a little bit complex thing in India. Okay. So this is one of the reason why we are having just very few percentage of cadaver donation. Okay. Now, coming to the next topic, like if we see that why these are required, why cadaver donations are required. First thing is it will help in identifying the disease sites. Now more and more number of diseases are there and we have to be aware about it. So there is a need of understanding it. Second thing is we also need to have hand-on experience by the surgeons. Otherwise, next time when people are going to hospital, instead of liver, they might be cutting your kidney or any other organ. So doctors need to practice before they go into the actual operation. And for that experiment, for that practice, they need actual body, not the synthetic bodies which they are being provided mostly. So that is also one of the challenge. Third thing is they will have to learn the surgical skills, and also new surgical skills and medical devices has to be developed. And hence we need more and more cadaver donations. So this is one of the part, cadaver donation. Coming to the second topic. Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, that is our second topic. So see, US, India, Australia, Japan, and some other countries, they started a new platform. They started a new platform mainly led by United States. And that platform was called as Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. It was mainly to attract the countries of Indo-Pacific region. They mainly wanted to attract the countries of Indo-Pacific region. And this is an economic framework. So major focus is around economy and environment only. Major focus is around economy and environment only. Okay. So we have got a Indo-Pacific framework where we have 4 pillars. One pillar is trade. One of the major pillar is trade. Second pillar is supply chain resilience. Supply chain. Third important pillar is taxes. Taxes. And anti-corruption measure. And fourth is clean energy. Clean energy. Now see here, one of the very important part is this treaty. If the body is dead, so why we are bound that body? Donate in 3 to 5 hours. People are emotional. People are emotional, Aparna. They don't actually give off their body of relatives. If suppose that in some home, if someone is dead, within 3 to 5 hours, if they have to donate body, that is going to be too much of emotional burden on people also. That's why they are not donating it. That emotional stress is there. At that time, people are not able to decide that whether we have to go for donation. First of all, for 3 to 5 hours or 6 hours, they are mostly in shock also. Now, so here we have Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Let us now come to this topic. See, this framework is different. This is a unique framework. Why it is unique framework? It is having 4 pillars. Now, in most of the agreements, you will find that if someone is joining a convention or an agreement, they have to sign all the pillars or they have to become the party entirely. But here there is a change. In this Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, if a country is joining, it is not a necessary condition that they will have to join all the 4 pillars. Rather than that, they can become party to one of them or 2 of them or all of them. So they can decide which pillar they want to join and when they want to join. So it completely depends on them. It is not mandatory that if you become part of Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, you have to sign it entirely. They can become part of it individually, that they might become part of trade, but they cannot deny, but they can deny all these 3. Or they can become part of clean energy and they can deny all 3. So that's why it was called as a unique approach. Approach in which it is not mandatory that if you are joining an organization, you have to join all the agreements of it or all the parts of it. So that's why it was a unique approach in this matter. Now, why we are discussing about this topic? See, we are discussing about it because India has become party to this 2 pillars now, clean energy and supply chain. Now India is part of 3 pillars now, basically 2 pillars where India has got. One is clean energy, second is supply chain. So India has recently signed it, although supply chain has been done earlier only, but now it is also becoming part of Clean Energy Pact. India has also signed this one pillar which is related to clean energy and decarbonization. India has already ratified the supply chain part. So India has been a party to this earlier also. And India has an observer status in the trade related part. So India is not a party. India is only observing it. Or India is continuously participating in its meeting, but not a member yet, not finally signed this trade related pillar. So that's why Indo-Pacific Economic Framework is there in the news, that it is an agreement. How many countries are there? 14 countries are member, including US, India, Japan and others. You don't have to You don't have to become member of all, sorry, you don't have to memorize all the members. India, Japan, US and other Indo-Pacific countries, they are part of it. Okay. So in the initial period, it was said that it is not a free trade agreement and not even any other kind of same old trade agreement. Okay. So it is not just a simply trade agreement. It is a partnership agreement in which there is a flexibility that they can become party to any of the pillars or all the pillars. They can become party to any of the pillars or all the pillars. So that is one of the added advantages. Is this clear? What is this Indo-Pacific framework? What benefit in observer status? See, when you become an observer status means you are continuously interacting with it, but you don't have to get, like, you don't have to take any obligation. Means you don't have to go by any rule or you don't have to follow any rule. But then still you can become involved in, all its management. Earlier we have studied there are only 4 countries in Quad. Even today there are 4 countries in Quad. This is a Indo-Pacific economic framework. It is not Quad. Quad is different. Quad is with 4 countries. This is a different agreement, Indo-Pacific economic framework. This is not Quad which we are talking about. Why not trade? See, India has not yet signed the trade because we will have to see if the trade agreements are in our favor or not. If it is in our favor, then we will become party to it. If it is not favorable to us, then if there is more loss, we should not become part of it. So that's why India is not becoming party to trade pillar as of now. Even the taxes and other anti-corruption measure, India is not party to that also. India is party to now 2 things. One is supply chain pillar. Another is the second one, clean energy and decarbonization pillar. Will that be clear? So this Indo-Pacific economic framework was also there in the news, which we had to discuss. Now, coming to the third one, the Quad. Okay. So now, what we are going to do, we are going to focus on this Quad meeting output. You all know that Quad has got 4 members. It has got 4 member nations. We have seen about its history also, that from 2007 onward, when Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, he has asked that, or he has said that we should have a collaboration, we should have a meeting on the summits of ASEAN. Okay, on this summit of ASEAN, on the sideline of ASEAN, Shinzo Abe has called that we can have a meeting. Okay. Then gradually after time to time, this Quad was formed, and from the last 3-4 years, especially after 2020, there have been some more meetings of it. We have seen from 2017 to 2014, there have been 9 high-level meetings of this Quad also. So that is one of the part. So 4 member nations are there. We have Australia, we have Japan, we have also seen India is there, and US is there. These 4 members are there. They are all maritime democracies. They are all maritime democracies. Maritime democracies. If you look at them, these countries are trying to promote cooperation in various fields, including economy, carbon, and clean energy and everything. So now we have got some formal output also. Let us try to understand what are those formal outputs. Okay. So see, first thing is, like, they have said that cooperation on health and safety. Okay, so they have taken a track record of cooperation. Okay. Maritime democracy means those democracies which are also sharing maritime boundaries, or those who have presence in the maritime domain, means naval power. They are also naval power, or they are having the interest in the oceans. Okay. So they have first given one thing, that track record of cooperation on the COVID-19 focus. On the COVID-19, they have taken a record of this COVID-19, that we have done excellent on COVID-19. Now the new focus is combating cervical cancer. Okay. Now there will be a focus on cervical cancer. There will be a focus on combating the cervical cancer. That is one of the main agreements here. That now they have initially focused on COVID-19 vaccine. Now they are going to also focus on cervical cancer. That will be done by them. Second important part is they will also take some measures in order to provide medical equipment and facilities and technical assistance, collaborate with cancer related institutions, and contribute to international organizations. So these countries are going to focus on the health domain, especially in case of cancer. So they are going to cooperate with each other with a major focus on cervical cancer. So helping each other countries, sharing technologies, even cooperating on international forums. That will be the task of Quad now. So now you have something concrete to write on Quad. That what is Quad doing? It is having collaboration on this cancer related part. Cancer related cooperation is there. Second important change. Second important is humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. They have also signed agreement on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Okay. That now they are going to ensure that if there is a disaster like situation, they will provide essential relief supplies. Okay. So they are now cooperating in disaster mitigation. So that is another area. One we have seen, that is health. Second important point, they are also working in disaster mitigation. That is also part of it. Third important part. Okay. Airlift operation among the Quad countries in event of natural disaster. So see, this is also important part, that in case of disaster, they have got this situation, they have got this airlift. Suppose if there is any disaster in a particular area, especially hilly areas, okay, or difficult terrain, and people have to be evacuated by airlift, so there will be cooperation among these countries for airlifting operations also. So there in disaster, again one mitigation approach. Third thing is they will also have Quad at sea ship observer mission. Okay. So now see what they are doing. They are going to enhance their cooperation in terms of navy operations, in terms of maritime. So we have written one word, maritime democracy, which even you have asked. So now they are going to enhance their cooperation in the naval area, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. So they are going to have Quad at sea ship observer mission. So under this, in 2025, they are going to share the best practices and knowledge with each other. That they are going to share experiences, knowledge with each other. They can be collaborating with each other, cooperating with each other. So in maritime domain, now there is a cooperation, maritime cooperation. So that is another part of it. Then the another part is they will also be launching maritime initiative for training in the Indo-Pacific region. So see, health, disaster, and in maritime we have two things. Quad at the sea to share the knowledge, and another initiative, MATRI. MATRI in order to enable the partners to maximize tools provided through Indo-Pacific Partnership for Maritime Domain Awareness. Means now they are going to not just help each other, but also their partners in maritime domain, means helping each other, knowledge sharing, maintaining the security at the sea. Okay. So in order to monitor the water, in order to maintain the law and order there, law and order means there won't be any such attack by the rebels, by those you might have seen the Houthi rebels and all. They started hijacking the various ships. They are pirates who are hijacking the ships. So they have said that they will be sharing the knowledge with each other through this Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness. So you have now got two things. One is MATRI initiative. One is the MATRI initiative. So they are going to have collaboration with each other in order to maintain, to monitor and secure water, enforce their laws and deter unlawful behavior. Okay. So this is one of the part which has been now concretely done by the Quad. So for a long time, everyone was waiting. What is the Quad doing? Do they have any announcement? Do they have anything concrete? So now we have got some concrete advances in certain areas. In case of health also, in case of disaster also, in case of maritime domain also. So that is third important domain where they have started working. Then there is another part, and that is on connectivity. That is on connectivity and information communication technology. Okay. So they have started expanding cooperation for 5G. Okay. And also the radio access network. So this is another area where they have started working. So in order to ensure that secure, resilient and interconnected communication system. So there is another pillar that is about communication. Okay. So they will be like trying to take measures against disinformation through the countering disinformation working group also. So if there is any disinformation which is being spread between countries, they will try to counter that as well. So these are some of the major outputs of Quad meeting. First, we have seen about health. Focus on cervical cancer, assisting each other, cooperating on international forums also for health. Second thing, we have seen about disaster. That airlift operation, disaster mitigation, that will be done. Then we have also seen in case of maritime that we will have MATRI initiatives and all other awareness program to enforce the laws in the sea. And also securing the water, securing the ships in the maritime domain. And fourth, on the communication forum, from expanding cooperation on 5G to even countering disinformation, the wrong informations which are being circulated. So they are also trying to form a countering disinformation working group. So now for Quad, at least you have 4 different areas where they have got some concrete steps now. Everything was being talked till now that Quad will do this, Quad will do that. Now we have some concrete things what Quad is going to do in the upcoming times. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? Okay. Security forces involves in method. It is mainly about sharing the information about this. Okay. It is about sharing the information with each other, like what is the surveillance going on, or if there is something threat to others, they will be informing each other. India's interest, India is a very important military naval power also in the Indian Ocean region, and even in the Pacific Ocean region. We need security. We need security of our shipping lanes. We need security of our lanes where we are getting energy from, like we are importing crude oil and other resources through the Indian Ocean as well as Pacific Ocean. So we need the security of these areas. That is our interest. And another thing, we also need to matter in the global politics. So we cannot be simply staying away from everything. Now there is the time when India has to engage on all the multi-stakeholder platforms. Most of them, wherever possible, India will have to engage. We are the 3rd largest economic power, so we cannot be staying at homes. We have to go out now. Okay. So that will be all for today's class. One part is remaining, that is about Supreme Court ruling on child pornography, that we will discuss in the next class. And at the same time, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. So we will be meeting again. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.